Time. We have seen different types of clocks. Now let's see closely the two majorly used clocks, analog clock and the digital clocks. The difference between the analog clock and digital clock timings is described in this chart. Suppose in analog clock the time which is shown is 12:10 am, then in digital clock the time will be 0010 hours. When in analog clock the time is 6 am, in digital clock the time is 6 hours. In analog clock when the time is 12:30 pm, in digital clock the time will be 12:30 hours. In analog clock when the time is 3 pm, then in digital clock the time will be 15 hours. In analog clock when the time is 9:45 pm, the digital clock will show 21:45 hours. And in analog clock when the time is 11:59 pm, then in digital clock the time will be 23:59 hours. If you see closely, in analog clock we have AM and PM, but in digital clock we have hours. How do we convert AM and PM into hours? To convert the PM into hours, we add 12 to it. In analog clock, the clock starts at 12. At midnight 12 o'clock, it is AM. When the hour hand is at 12 again, it will be 12 noon. By this time, the digital clock will show 12 hours. Again, when the analog clock starts its second rotation and the time is 12:30, then the digital clock will show 12:30. After completion of 1 hour, that is 1 o'clock, to calculate the time in digital clock, we will add 12 to it. So when the analog clock will show 1 pm, the digital clock will show 13 hours. Again at 3 pm, it will show 12 plus 3, that is 15 hours. Introduction to a clock. This is the face or the dial of a clock. It has the numbers from 1 to 12. The face of the clock is called dial. The dial has 3 hands. 2 thick hands and 1 thin long hand. The thin long hand tells the second. It is called second hand. The thick long hand tells the minute. It is called minute hand. The thick short hand tells the hour. It is called hour hand. There is 60 minutes in 1 hour. There are 24 hours in a day. A day is from midnight to midnight. The hour hand goes twice the clock in a day. The thick hand is of minute, which makes one complete round in a clock in an hour. The long hand of the clock tells the minutes, and the short hand of the clock tells the time in hour. The hand which is thinnest among all the three is the second hand, which tells the time in second. The second hand revolves 60 times in a minute. The thick long hand makes one round in an hour, and the thick short hand moves from one number to the next number in an hour. All the hands move together and helps us to know the time of the day. When the hand of the clock moves in ascending order, that is from 1 to 12, it is called clockwise direction. And when the hand moves in descending order, that is from 12 to 1, then it is called anti-clockwise. When the minute hand has completed half of the round, it is called half past of that hour. Here, the time depicted by this clock is 1:30. When the minute hand completes 1/4 of the distance, it is 1/4 of that number. Here, the time by the clock is 1/4. When the minute hand completes 3/4 of the distance, it is 1/4 to next hour. Here, the time by the clock is 1/4 to 2. Telling time to the correct 5 minutes. There are 5 small divisions between two consecutive numbers. That is, there are 5 divisions between 1 and 2. There are 5 divisions between 2 and 3. There are 5 divisions between 3 and 4, and so on. The total number of divisions is 60. It tells the time in minutes. One round of the minute hand is 1 hour, because 1 hour is equal to 60 minutes. 1, 2, 3, 4 tells the hour. The small divisions tells us the minutes. Look at the watch closely. It tells the time from 1 to 12. It also tells the details of minutes from 1 to 60. Can you tell the time by the clock? 8 minutes past 3. This chart will help to find the exact minute by the clock. If the minute hand is at 1, it means the minute is 1 into 5, that is 5 minutes. If the minute hand is at 2, the minutes past is 2 into 5, that is 10 minutes. If the minute hand is at 3, the minute by the clock is 3 into 5, that is 15 minutes. If the minute hand is at 4, the minute past is 4 into 5, that is 20 minutes. If the minute hand is at 5, it means 5 into 5, that is 25 minutes have passed of that hour. If the minute hand is at 6, it means 6 into 5, that is 30 minutes have passed of that hour. If the minute hand is at 7, it means 7 into 5, that is 35 minutes have passed of that hour. If the minute hand is at 8, it means 8 into 5, 40 minutes have passed of that hour. If the minute hand is at 9, it means 9 into 5, that is 45 minutes have passed of that hour. If the minute hand is at 10, it means 10 into 5, that is 50 minutes have passed of that hour. If the minute hand is at 11, it means 11 into 5, that is 55 minutes have passed of that hour. If the minute hand is at 12, that is 12 into 5, that means 60 minutes have passed of that hour. The next hour will start from the next minute. We will further understand time in the next video. Happy learning!